Good afternoon, and yabba dabba doo. I repeated this on many Saturday mornings as a little girl. I often woke up early before everyone in the house, parents, grandparents, sisters, aunts, and uncles, to watch Saturday morning cartoons. The Flintstones was a favorite, and I especially loved Fred Flintstone, the patriarch of the bunch. I giggled, watching Fred run down the street as fast as his feet can start the Stone Age car. Moments later, Dad would walk down the stairs to begin his Saturday morning routine of preparing a typical weekend breakfast of garlic fried rice, Spam, and eggs, sunny side up. I wonder, as he hears the sound of the television, does he recall when he applied to be an animator for Hanna-Barbera and was rejected for his drawings being too flat? My father, Elmer Stephen Samala, came to the United States of America not for an American dream or promise, but as a necessity. It was 1966, and he needed to leave the Philippines quick, or else be arrested by the dictator's regime. And my mother, Lita Garcia Samala, had an American passport. It was her U.S. status that allowed our family's life to change. My mother actually grew up in Long Beach, California, when her father, Lolo Pabling, was with the U.S. Navy. It wasn't until high school that she returned to the seaside province of Cavite, known for its roadside stalls of oysters and dried fish, and of course, as the heart of the Philippine Revolution. My parents' whirlwind courtship started when a 15-year-old rebel, reminiscent of a young Elvis, fell in love with a 16-year-old mahinhin beauty, demure and shy, who just arrived from America and was touring the high school. 2 years later, and after a proper Catholic wedding, attended by the whole barangay and filled with the smell of sampaguita flowers, the young couple had 2 little girls named Gemma and Rosalisa. Making the decision to come to the States difficult. But they had little time to ask themselves, will they be able to raise 2 children in America? How will they survive as a young family? No job, no home? The only answer that made sense was to take their eldest daughter with them, where my maternal grandmother, Lola Asing, would help raise Gemma or Jembot, while my paternal grandparents, Nanay Esther and Tatay Eric, would raise Lisa or Bebot. So a little side note. Filipinos love to have symmetry or alliteration when naming their children. Thus, all our names start with an R, and following our mother, and Tatay Eric gave us our family nicknames, which have no rhyme or reason except that they all end with a bot. Adulting is hard, especially for teen parents without any work experience and only a high school degree. My father went from yayas and drivers in provincial Philippines to jumping from job to job that calloused his hands. My mother found job stability in putting numbers on a keyboard and reconciling sales accounts. After 8 years of saving money in the bank, the family was reunited. The day was filled with joy, but also a little anxiety, as my sisters barely remembered each other. Lisa offered her pasalubong to Gemma, who clutched a book in her arms. And then she met for the first time her baby sister just born, me. My father often reflected how on this one evening he watched his 3 children lying next to each other, sleeping on the same bed peacefully. At that moment, he knew he needed to be an adult, that he was responsible for raising these 3 daughters in this new world. I am no longer that little girl watching cartoons, and I name those who came before me in gratitude for the circumstances that led to who I am today. As Dad would say, as long as you have a roof over your head, food in your tummy, and clothes on your back, you are going to be okay. I do not know for certain if it was my father's lifetime goal to be an illustrator for Hanna-Barbera, but the decision to move here offered him the opportunity to act on that possible dream. It led to me receiving degrees from top-rated universities, to owning a home and an award-winning bar in historic Filipino town, to stamping my passport and savoring the local eats all over the world, and doing this workshop. As I witness these stories of courage and of strength, of the immigrant of love of my family, I share with you the origin of my American life. For I am Roselma Sofia Bobot Garcia Samala.